It's just fantastic. Captain's Log, Subdays 211104.8. I've decided to commemorate those protesters by leaving one of the hands attached to the hull. We'll then give that protester's parents a signed photo as a suitable memento and replacement for their lost child. Welcome everyone to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to start with Insulate Britain. Insulate Britain being an offshoot of Extinction Rebellion. You know, those climate change activists that are so smart that their idea of backing up masses of traffic knowing the engines are going to be running will help solve the climate change emergency, along with the other issues being that they're not letting ambulances past because they're geniuses. That's not going to cause a health problem, is it now? I've often had the thought in my head, much like many of you I'm sure, that perhaps they believe the only way for the world to go round any further is if we all replace cars with horses, which I know is truly innovative, never before tried. Insulate Britain is another wealthy people group of virtue signalers who love to test the limits of natural selection. To best get results of, let's say, averting climate change, they partake in mass blocking of traffic, causing it to pile up on some of the busiest roads like the M25. Originally, they had taken to gluing their hands and faces to the roads. My belief is that you should remove the hands, and if the face is there, ta-ta. I've also taken the stance that if you are in the way of oncoming traffic and they hit you not having adequate time to stop, they should not be prosecuted by you for damage done to you for you blocking them. There are reasons there are laws on the road, and gluing yourself to the road while testing the limits of what is under UK law legal and illegal, you are still in the middle of the road while traffic is going towards you. So they've taken gluing and they've decided, oh whoa, we have a better idea. We're going to look like lemmings and achieve true great successness. And to do this, what they do is they get onto the M25 and they walk into oncoming traffic. Not even a joke. It's like bowling all over again. They then block the road so that drivers can't get anywhere. Drivers get angry with them, dragging them out of the way so they can then continue on their journey. The police get involved and make arrests. Time is wasted, cars are still running, and you are not solving the climate change crisis by blocking their path. Yet, people still do it because they think it's the right way forward. Of course, in this instance, you're wrong, but I'm sure the Darwin Award will go in your direction anyway sometime soon. Keep up the good work after all. I've always believed hard work pays off and perseverance does too, so do expect a carrier pigeon to deliver your Nobel Prize. That's also a Mickey Mouse award these days, so you may as well collect one as well. So next we're going to talk about Jane Rivera. Jane Rivera is a TikToking clout-chasing moron who recently attended her father's funeral, F of course for your father. She also decided while at that funeral with an open casket to take some pictures. Now of course when you lose someone close to you, I can fully understand showing respect. What many of us don't see as respect though, well, is what you posted on social media. His Exhibit A and his Exhibit B. Now I could be wrong here, but is it normal for people to take an emotionless selfie next to a coffin containing your dead father? And I say this remembering my own mother's funeral when no one took a photo of anything. I'd like to believe mostly that was because people don't want to be taking pictures near someone who's dead, but also because we don't look our best. But in these photos you look almost photoshooped to perfection. Speaking to NBC News, she said that she understood the negative reception and that the photos were taken with the best intentions in a manner your father, my father, her father, would have approved had he still been alive. Everyone handles the loss of a loved one in their own way. Some are more traditional, while others might come across as taboo. For me, I treated the celebration as if my father was right next to me posing for the camera, as he had done on many occasions prior. People on social media fundamentally disagree with this because it's absolutely classless. Apparently you, Jane, do not understand optics. While you might consider it an homage, everyone else sees it as you essentially doing a photo shoot next to an open casket, with others saying, have I mentioned the problem of a narcissistic and performative culture? I personally think, while you're well within your right, because it's your platform to do whatever you want, I'm well within my right to tell you this was the stupidest thing you could have posted to social media, because social media fundamentally disagrees with your belief, because it looks like you did a photo shoot next to your dead dad. Bit weird. So next we're going to move on to Claressa Shields, Olympic gold medalist, trailblazer of the middleweight divisions in women's boxing. She's won it all. Her mouth also writes a lot of checks, which many of us find irritating, but it cannot be denied how talented she is, not only when she speaks but when she fights, although I really still wish that Christina Hammer had beaten her. She's had a bit of a back and forth with the likes of Jake Paul, with her saying that she would embarrass him. Because of lockdowns and also a lack of competition, Claressa moved over to MMA for a bit. Next year she's having some kind of super fight, so to be honest, her desire to stay active but also prove her dominance in another combative field, I'm almost certain many people don't take that much of an issue with it. She won her first fight, but in her second fight she lost via split decision. Many people lose in mixed martial arts all the time. Think of some of the all-time greatest, and they've lost at some point in their career. The same applies to boxing as well, of course. I'm sure many thought she would win, but it was a split decision loss. It was close. Jake Paul decided to come out and say that this was karma for all the trash she'd been talking, saying that Claressa Shields is a loser in mixed martial arts and even more so with her prima donna attitude. The fake always gets exposed. Losses come when anger and hate take over. Just ask Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. She spent more time berating Jake Paul than learning jiu-jitsu. Now, some of the things that he has said I tend to agree with when it comes to being disrespectful and then getting knocked out or defeated. Conor McGregor is an obvious one, as is Ronda Rousey. Holly Holm beating her the way she did was hilarious, but also justice. Jumping to Claressa's defense was Dana White, who'd been quoted as saying, "Shut the f*** up, you goofball. I hope he runs into her somewhere and she knocks him the f*** out." Let's face it, there is very little chance of them running into each other unless it is entirely staged, so I fully expect some kind of WWE pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. To the final subject, we're going to go to face cuck, which was for a number of reasons trending on Twitter. We had so Facebook, WhatsApp, delete Facebook. Yes, very interesting. And the reason why is because Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has explained his metaverse, virtual world concept about connecting people.
So let's start by exploring what different kinds of metaverse experiences could feel like, starting with the most important experience of all, connecting with people. Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. All right, perfect. Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space?
I find this video to be one of the cringiest things I've ever watched a robot perform, and the reason why is because Facebook is changing its corporate name to Meta as part of a massive rebrand. Now, many people saw the title here, Facebook changes its name to Meta in major rebrand, thinking, yay, face cuck is finally changing. No, people know, that's not what's happening here at all. What's happening is, the parent company that owns Instagram, WhatsApp, FaceCuck and others is changing its name. FaceCuck will still be shite. And for that, I am eternally sorry. Understandably, when this was announced with this really wonky infinity symbol, people memed it like there was no tomorrow. For example, make everything Trump again. I'm sure the Youngkin win in Virginia really invigorated memes like this. Now, as we're done, I'd like to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. As a final thing, and I don't do this very often, I'm going to promote me. Yeah, I know. Strange, right? If you do like what you watch on this channel and would like to support what I do, please consider supporting me via Patreon or Subscribestar. That's the best I can do. My awkwardness has now intensified. If I don't see you on Twitch tonight for fishing, have a fantastic day. It's actually lobster fishing. And thank you all very much for listening.